Well, would you look at that? Who is on stream on time today? What's going on? Yeah, happy Monday, guys. Welcome to an entirely new week. We are back again. We survived the previous week, so and that means we have another week to try and learn as much as we can from the markets and try and take as much as we can from the market. We take what is given to us and then we keep it moving like that. But yeah, what's good? Welcome to a brand new week. I hope you had a pretty chill weekend, man. I hope you got some rest. I was talking about this in the pre-market video I did, in the pre-market live we did yesterday. And I took the full liberty of rest this weekend. Like, I slept in. I watched a couple of movies, watched some series. Completely forgot about all of this. You know what I'm saying? Charts and all of this. You know what I mean? And then then it was Sunday. Then we had to prepare for the live. We had to, not just for the live, but I mean we had to prepare for the week. Right? So just marking out levels. We spoke about the volume profile as well. Drew out these levels. We marked those out. Also marked out the previous week levels. Stop value area low. And yeah. And we just yapped and yapped and yapped and yapped. And now we're just waiting to see what we're gonna do for the day. Nothing much to it. I did, so like I journal every day, right? So I journal at the end of every trading day. So, yeah, win or lose, you know what I'm saying? Whilst it's still fresh. So everything that I try to do, like if I try to short a level, if I try to long a level, I just like journal everything. And it's not just talking about like what I was trying to do as far as like what trade I was trying to take, but it's also about putting in also like the values themselves, right? Like how much we won, how much we lost, risk, all of that. Just like kind of, because every other trading video that I watched, like everyone would speak about you have to journal your trades. If you're not journaling, you're not journaling. If you're not journaling, you have to journal your trades. You have to journal your trades. So, because of that, I then also started doing it. I was journaling in like in this little, quite literally a journal. But this was like a journal for like everything. Like I journal like all my life things in here. But yeah, even right from right from the beginning when I started trying to learn order flow, for October, so almost a year. Well, I mean, not really, but almost. Yeah, almost. Just a few more months. But yeah, I only started like really journaling with intent recently. And what is the difference? In that journal, right, I would just write what I was trying to do, what I was seeing. I was also trying to learn like footprints and trying to figure out how footprints work and all of that. Which helped because then I had like a reference to go and look at. But now that I'm journaling with intent, having the data in each of my trades has allowed me to get something which I didn't know is going to be of value until I made it last night. And that is, I made a weekly report card. Well, not just a weekly report card, it's just like a report card, which is, which has like all of the data from each of the trades that I've taken of the last 25 trading days. Okay, so that's about like 5 weeks of trading data, which isn't conclusive, right? But it is a lot of data. Yeah, and from that data, like I was just like, I journal, I put my stuff up on Substack, and just to have like a record of like everything that I was doing. And the reason why I was doing this was so that I could then, so that I would know what I needed to improve on each coming into each week, right? Just from like a glance. So for one, because we were profitable on Friday, I know today is probably going to be a really dangerous day for me because I feel a lot more confident going into the trading day, and that's probably going to make me more liable to trading errors. But now that I am aware of that, right, I'm going to be a lot more cautious going into today, right? So that's one. So I started noticing that, like, actually most of my Mondays were red. And then I started focusing on getting green Mondays, right? So like really focusing on getting green Mondays. And then with that, then I also noticed that like when I start off the week green, the middle of the week is when my confidence then peaks. And then that's when I then start making the errors that I otherwise would have made on Monday, right? So just kind of like having that data, like having journaled it, having journaled it, like how I felt when I was making the trade, when I was entering the trade, all of that, just kind of bringing a little bit of self awareness into the trading day. But then let me show you guys this. Let's just switch off the motor wave. I then started considering, right? I started looking at this thing called expected value, and it's EV. I got this from a trader called Lance Burstein. Brystein? Lance B. The one Lance B on YouTube. You should follow his. You should follow his YouTube channel. He used to trade for SNB Capital, and yeah, he was like a yeah, it's like a really good trader, $1 million trader, 6, 7 figures type of trader. So, people who make money in the markets. I'm gonna listen to them more. I'm gonna listen to them more than someone who's like, this is how I made $20,000 off my last trade. I don't care. I could do a 20 grand on a trade. I could full port like my trades today and, you know, make a 5-figure thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything besides that I would make 5 figures, which would be great. But what I'm more interested in is like over time, like what's this person's performance over time? And he spoke about this thing called EV, which is expected value. And basically, it's taking the probability of a winning trade, multiplying. So you take the probability of a winning trade, you multiply that by how much you would have made from that trade, and then you subtract from your average loss. And then if you have a positive EV, then you're more likely to be profitable over time, right? So that's how you calculate EV. So I just, because like now I have combined sample of 24 trades. So not 25, but 24 trades. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, let me, I have, it's not as much data as I'd like to have just as of yet. But this is like when I, like the last 24 trades is because like that's when I really started journaling and I was really intentional about what I wanted to do. And yeah, with the help of AI, shout out Claude, you know what I mean? I went and I fed my data into the LLM and created a weekly EV report card, and this is data based. So I know of data that I have positive EV expected value when I go long, um, in comparison to when I go short. You know what I'm saying? So I know like my short trades are not the best trades, which also makes sense because this is a north facing asset, right? ES is a north facing asset. So it's like it's going higher and higher and higher. Over time it's just been going higher. Same thing with NQ. So so that makes sense. So now I know, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe when I go short, I just need to consider my shorts a lot more, or I need to start moving break even a lot quicker. So that's that on that. And then each of the plays, like my VWAP plays, got more EV, which I haven't taken a VWAP play in a while. So I need to go back into my journal and look at my VWAP plays. Like why were they working? How were they working? Like how was I taking these trades? And then also my overnight point of control entries also have a positive EV, which is crazy because last week I didn't want to take any of my OPOC entries. I was like really against that. But, you know, my value area high, value area low fades have a $7 EV. And then my break and retest, which is the trades which I seem to love, have a negative EV. You know, IB plays negative, also negative 93. Overnight value area plays. So these are like my value area high, value area low, negative 227. Not that many trades, so like only 3 trades from those. And then failed the reactive trades. These are just kind of like where I'm on tilt. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, negative EV on that. So, yeah, just kind of like a daily report card, which, with each thing, you know what I'm saying? With like first trade of the session, subsequent trade, second trade, multi-trade days, single trade days. My conviction, if I'm feeling really confident about a trade, I seem to win more. When I'm kind of on the fence, or not really, when I'm not too sure about a trade, I lose money. When I'm in a negative state, I lose money. When I'm in a positive state, I win money. I make money. So, and then, yeah, B plus edge confirmed, direction needs correction. Your overall EV is positive and your profit factor sits above 1.0, which means the edge is real. The journaling, the live YouTube accountability, and the dual account rotation are all working structural improvement. The improvement from legacy to new journal is measurable and meaningful. However, the short side data is a clear problem that is suppressing what could be a much higher overall EV. Your long EV plus 97.70 and short EV minus 116.62 represent a $214 gap per trade. If you removed every short trade from your record, your profit factor would be substantially higher than 1.10. Your 2 primary edges, VWAP plays, and overnight point of control entries should define your playbook going forward. Everything else is secondary until the sample grows. Never traded conviction 2, never traded a negative emotional state. The data has spoken on both of those clearly. So yeah. So that's 29. I think these are our levels, guys. Overnight value area high is 34.50. We're almost at open. 34.50 update. And that's gonna be that on that. Yeah, we'll wait for the market to open officially in 30 seconds, and then we'll see. I mean, we're already at our previous day point in control, so we'll see if this holds. If this holds and if there's acceptance, if there's any acceptance above this, then and then long plays, and we can target our previous day value area high, which is pretty far away, and 554. It's almost 100 points. I don't know if we're gonna get that. We're probably gonna target like our developing volume profile, and I think that's gonna be more. I think that's gonna be more attainable and closer, But yeah, ding, ding, ding. Let's go, motherfucker. Taking this to 30. No, to 29. Let's drag this back to 29. Yeah, 34.50. So that hasn't changed. So good in the hood. Let's switch it off. Yeah, let's switch the overnight volume profile off because it has done its job. We thank you, Flowbix session. But yeah, let's see what we get. Again, price above the 20 EMA. Above the 20 EMA, so possibly long. And I mean, look at that. We had the break of the overnight value area high. So this is looking like we could be in for a bullish day, unless we get any news or I don't know something else happens. But longs are possibly in play today. Yeah, we'll just make sure that also that on. We'll make sure that we are. I just want to make sure that we are in. I want to make sure that we are on the right account. That are right. I just want to make sure that we're on the right account. So today we are trading account 4. Because remember the last account that we traded was account 5. Alright, so yeah. Just need to make sure that this is test 4. Cool. We're still in the eval, so yeah. Our goal, our goal is to get this funded, and then once we get funded, and then we start working towards payouts. So just want to make sure that everything is transparent. I don't want to be lying to people on the internet. Talking about lying to people on the internet, there are a hell of a lot of gurus. I see a hell of a lot of gurus, especially here in my beautiful country. Lots of trading gurus, eh? Not a lot of them trading live though. Not a lot of them doing, coming on to the internet and trading live. Trading recaps are easy, bro. I can I can draw a profit and loss thing, and do a couple of screenshots. Doesn't mean I know what I'm doing, but yeah, you guys just be careful with who you're trusting, with your financials, with your money, and with your time. Yeah, just be wary of who you trust. Should you trust me? Maybe. You should trust me. Because if I lose, you'll see me lose. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie about it. Everything is journaled. You can go and check. We also have the live videos, so you can go and watch and see when we took the trades. You can go and check the Substacks, see when I took the trades, see how many trades I took, and then go onto the YouTube video on the YouTube live replay, and then replay that, and then go to the time when I said I took this trade, and then you can check if I took that trade or not. And again, like as I said, I'm not gonna be trading. I'm not gonna be trading outside of the session, so yeah. This is as real as it's gonna get. We better not have problems with the motive wave again, because remember last stream, we had to end the stream because somebody wouldn't behave. It's awkward now because where are we going? Potentially overnight value area high 434. Yeah, maybe 434. There's a little bit of liquidity at 438.75, so unless we're taking the liquidity at 442, but there's liquidity at 438.50, so yeah, only 5 minutes into our window. Someone has got to stop behaving though. Like, what's up? They legit just disconnected. Yeah, the stream we did on Friday was awkward because I had to restart my motor wave. Uh, yeah, I had to restart my motor wave. I didn't quite. I had to restart my motor wave, and then when I did, then there was an update, and then I had to update it, and I was like, but like, why are you scheduling the update during a session? Like, why can't you do this when everything is closed? You know, super awkward. But this is clearly frozen. Hmm. All right, let's restart you completely. It's awkward. We'll bring the daily report card on in the meantime. Whilst I restart this, baby. And it's all good. We're what? We are 8 minutes away from our window officially opening. Connect. Yeah, cause I don't wanna I wouldn't wanna restart the stream, bro. Like that's gonna be that's gonna be awkward. I don't wanna do that. There we go. Okay, well, welcome back. Motive wave. Here we go. Okay. Didn't lose much there. Just gonna wait for these things to populate. Yeah. We wait and see what type of reaction we get from the overnight value area high. Hopefully this was just like a long break and retest. Yeah. But failure of which we're probably gonna go for the previous day value area low. You know, if this doesn't hold, then previous day value area low. You know, and right now, seeing as we are below the Keltner channels, we are below that moving average. That actually really could be in play. Yeah. We'll give it some time. We'll give it some time. And switch the view apps off, and hopefully our volume profile will populate. It is taking a mighty long time, but what else can we do? Just gonna have to sit and wait. We're just gonna have to sit and wait. Yeah, pretty strong push down though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. We might actually have to look for those shorts. We just might have to do that. Is there anything else that potentially could be taking up memory and space? Volume profile. No, I think we should be good though. We should be good. I mean, we were just fine, just not so long ago. Yeah, I'm gonna give this another restart. Let's give that another restart, and hopefully everything. Okay, there we go. Save all. Hopefully everything comes back now. Yeah, because we are not gonna restart the stream. Sorry. Okay. Meantime, you guys can have a look at my daily report card again. Hmm. Potentially, possibly, maybe. I want to say maybe I need a faster internet connection, but this is literally the quickest one I can get. This is the quickest one I can get. I'm already kind of paying an arm and a leg for it. You know? So that I can come and stream for you guys, yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we did actually just need to restart. Yeah, point of control moving lower. You know, value area low over there, and plus we have a low volume node here. So let's just mark that out. You know, maybe this could be a better place to place a short. We'll draw it up till 10 a.m. Yeah, let's change that color. I don't like that color, dude. I'm gonna lie. Let's make it that. Yeah, low volume node over here. Another low volume node over here. This is within value, but you know, we'll see. We will see. And then, you know, since we're like kind of sloping down, we know we're below New York view app. Again, it's gonna be one of those things where we're between view apps, which I don't like. But yeah. And it will also be below our Keltner channel. So excuse me. Let's put the big trades on. 458 could be a place to place. We could place a short here. And 458. Yeah, and then the point of control. Actually, even point of control would be too far. Maybe just the other side of it, of the volume node. Could be where we place our stop. So 462.25. You know? So maybe let's go in and log that. 458 flat, 458. Yeah. We'll put a sell limit there. And just wait. I had a feeling we're gonna sell that view app, but perhaps I need to start trusting. Oh, sorry guys. I'm like doing all of this stuff and you guys couldn't even see the charts. Motive wave, where are you? There we go. Yeah. Okay. And back on the screens with my beautiful face. 450. Yeah, so we're gonna try and short 458 just from that volume node. We'll put our stop at, yeah, we'll put our stop at 460, 450 if we get there. You know. Yeah, motive wave today, buddy. Hey? Like, you do not want to cooperate. Anyway, we're almost getting that short. There we go. That entry, we got it. Did it say we're putting our stop? 464.50. Yeah. Something like that. Ugh. Oh, okay, someone decided to come in. Need to have a serious chat with the peoples from Motive Wave. Yeah, I guess look, we're just gonna have to manage this from Trade C, yeah? Because we are really lagging here. Okay. Cool. Let's not lose that. What's this? This is 454 is our it's our value area high. So maybe 447. Come on. Let's lock this in at 56. What's 446? Honestly, yeah, I think we're gonna get this, guys. Let's put this at 100. 106. Honestly, 447.25. Yeah, I think we're gonna get this though. Come on. Swish. Even though our motorway fucking glitched though. Yeah, okay, so. Honestly, I think we could have got 439. But it's all good. We'll take that. We'll take that. We're on the other side of this point of control. Let's switch accounts. Let's go to test 5 now. And just make sure we lock that in. We locked in. Let's just make sure we actually got that. Failed. Should be 295 on this. Whatever. We'll check. We'll look at it after. Yeah. Let's just switch accounts now. Okay, so so we got that fade off the volume node, yeah. So let's just give this a little bit of time and see if we get another test of it. Honestly, I think we might. I think we possibly could get yeah, I think we possibly could get another test of that low volume node, to be honest. And then if we do, or maybe we get a test of the value area low, you know, and we target the other side of it, you know, or not. I saw value area low just kind of crept up, you know, so just keep an eye on that. Will our big trades come on? Yeah, our big trades don't want to come on. Our VWAP. Our VWAP looks alright. Our Keltner channel's alright. Our open eye low close is alright. Just our big trades won't come on though. Okay, let's restart Motivate again. Sorry guys, this is like, we've done this. This is the third time we're restarting Motivate, but I have to do it. I think just to be able to see, I just want us to be able to see the big trades, you know. Excuse me. I just want us to be able to see the big trades, and yeah, I don't want us to make mistakes, you know. I don't want us to make errors. Like it's okay to lose trades. Like, let me think about how I want to say this. Like, it's alright to lose a trade, right? Off an idea. You get what I'm saying? Like, let it be a thing where it's like, I lost that trade idea because I had a thesis that we were going to get a break and retest of this value area, which is a logical trade idea to make, right? But we didn't get it because of factor A and factor B, right? Because maybe we were going long and then there was big selling at a key level, right? Or before we got to a key level. That's okay, you know, but not to make mistakes based off not having the adequate data. Honestly, I think we might retest this again. 458 again. Or maybe this is the no value. The value area also keeps moving, shifting higher. So I don't know now. But this could be in play. 458 again. Should I? Do I have time? We don't. Let's put up. It's fun. How is this gonna close? Totally depends on how this closes, you know. Yeah, and like, are we filling that? It seems like we're filling it now. So, are we? No. 457. You know what? I'll put a sell stop here, just in case. Yeah. Nope. Did I just? Was that the right call? I think that was the right call, though. I think that was the right call because this isn't a low volume node anymore, is it? We've kind of filled out the volume here, so yeah, I think that was the right call. Could be wrong. Yeah, you see, we filled out the volume there, so ooh, close. Break and retest, perhaps. For 58.50. Perhaps. I was wrong. That was the right call. And then we're gonna go to POC again. Oh man. I should have gone with my gut, but it's all good. We still have time, so something else will present itself. Annoying. Ugh, that's annoying. So good. Let's let go though. Do we get a rotation from value area low or okay? See, big selling at the point of control. So these are market sellers, yeah. These are market sells. 125. 125 hitting the market. And like when we see it like this is probably like they're hitting a wall, right? So they're not getting any result beyond that point. Do you get it? So that's important to note, unless they get result from this next buy candle, you know. $448.75. Nope, we're not doing that. Clearly, we don't want to do that. Nothing from the value area low. Nope. Man, shit. That's kind of annoying though, I'm not gonna lie to you. We are kind of getting a bit of a lag though, are we not? New candle printing now. Okay, no, it's because reason why these look different is because this is on the ES, this is MES. So here's our test of the overnight value area high. Do we flush below this? For 33.75. I don't think I'm gonna get a clean entry for 34.50. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get a retest of this, but let's put a sell limit. Okay, there we go. What are we targeting? We're targeting the point of control, which is 417. Yeah. $440. I mean, 447 would be our invalidation, which is way high. 442. Anything above 440, honestly, I think, you know. I don't know if we're gonna get this though, but let's give it a chance. Let's see. This is on the second account. This is on test 5. So okay, so we're kind of confidently below the overnight value area high now. 422.25. Yeah, let's just like sit it out. Let's just wait and see, honestly. There's nothing more we can do at this point. Overnight point of control would be in play, but this is our first logical level, and I'm okay if we get here. If we can get here, that would be fantastic, but yeah, seems like it's being protected. I haven't moved my stop, like, so quite literally, if we get stopped out here, that would be our trading day done before. Well, yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, I think we're gonna get stopped out, guys. Retest of that. If we don't hold this, then, I mean, if we don't hold 439, so let's just move this here. Let's not take the full loss on it, you know. If we are gonna get stopped out, let's not take the full loss. Yeah. Yeah. That's a doozy. And it's all good. Maybe we have one more. Do we? I don't know. I don't know if we have one more on this one. Let's wait and see. I think that's the reaction off the point of control. Is it? Nope. 447. Let's get our levels back. Also, I think we should rotate again. Because that is because I don't want us to dig a hole and that's too deep on any of the accounts. But I was man, I missed that. How did I miss that? See what I was saying about like the data and the levels? I can't believe we actually missed that. That was a retest of VWAP. Who's that one on? Is that on me or is that on MotiveWave? Yeah, I'll take it. That one's on me. That one's on me. But yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait a little. I think honestly, because we missed out on that previous trade, I think I kind of got a little jittery. I got a little jittery because that was gonna be a really good move. That was a really good. Not was gonna be. That was a really good move and a really good trade idea. And we don't have that volume node anymore, so. You know, honestly, maybe we. What do we do? Yeah. Again, it's just that like we're between VWAPs and being between VWAPs is kind of confusing me. I ain't gonna lie. I will not lie. Cannot do that. But yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait for something that's like clear and obvious. You know, something that's like clear and obvious. And then we'll go for it again. Is this the actual move now? Yeah, I didn't actually consider how deep my stop would have to have been, because if we had put our stop at 447, we would have been fine. We would have been woulda, coulda, shoulda. We failed to break this low, then we're gonna have to make a full rotation higher. You know, so let's call this 437. Come on. Yeah, let's buy that. We'll put that at 5. And then we'll put our stop at 434.25. 434.50, honestly. This would be, yeah, you know, I have like a personal daily loss limit, so yeah. After like 200, it's like it's pretty shy. What's the stop? 434.50. Come on, okay, cool. Let's make sure we don't lose that. There we go. What are we targeting? 447? Come on. Swish. All right. Look at this. Motorwave is like so behind, bro. It's so behind. Uh, yeah. Uh, do you want to take another trade? El motif. But yeah, that was pretty clean. Overnight value area high to point of control. I think next we could try a break of anything if we get above 449, and then maybe from like 449, maybe then we can target 456, 449. Okay, let's breathe. Let's talk about it a little because kind of moving a little quick. 449. Yeah, why 449? Because that is above VWAP. But then there is also a possibility that we wick above it, and but then if we do that, 449, we put our stop at 447. And we could have just bought that. It's the right to wait, is it not? Yeah, that was because we didn't break this low. You know, that's what gave me the conviction to go long from here. Because we didn't break that low, you know, that retest, and that was a retest of VWAP, eh? So, I mean, yeah. Excuse me. Our point of control shifted lower, so now, yeah, this is. I can see a reason to go all the way to value area high now. Maybe 440. Problem with like putting on entry at 446 is the VWAP. You know, we could easily sell that VWAP again, so that's why I was like 449. That's why I fell 449. You know what I mean? Let's give that a try. 449. We'll make that another 5, and then where will we put our stop at 440? Oops. See, we got that. Oh. Bank ABC. See what I was saying about that VWAP? Perfectly sold it again, and the VWAP's at 447.91. So, you see what I was saying? Yeah, I think let's get rid of that buy stop and reconsider maybe a. Nothing's clear, honestly. Nothing's clear. Let's wait. We have 20 more minutes until our initial balance plays. So. $443. Let's start thinking around. Let's think around what else could happen. You know what I mean? Look at that. Big trades. They're not big trade. I mean, we're not being very cool right now, are we, Motivave? Right? First, you don't show me the VWAP, but then after, you don't show me the big trades. So, what are we saying about that? just keep looking over my shoulder because I don't want power. I'm just like watching power. I don't want the power to go whilst we're still here. Oh my god, dude, are you serious? Hmm. Buddy. The bank's hitting me up. The bank's been hitting me up. They don't know the boy broke. They don't know the boy broke. Yeah, so you know we were gonna take a long. I don't know why this wasn't showing, but yeah, but I was considering a long from 449 to target the value area high, you know, but what was keeping me out of that trade was this VWAP. The VWAP was keeping me out of that, so um, yeah, you know, so because I had a feeling you know, we're gonna sell it, you know, so I didn't want to I don't want to be long below that VWAP, essentially, you know. But had we got it from 449, then I was gonna put the stop at the point of control, and right now we're kind of like rotating. Uh, you know, the point of control is kind of like shifting high and lower. You know, it just keeps on doing that. It's like moves high and then moves low, moves high, moves low. So, yeah, I think there's no need to rush anything right now. All right. There's absolutely no need to rush anything right now. So, what we will do is I will restart motivate again for the for the 7th time this stream. For the 17th time, boss. Don't worry, guys. I'll get an M4. I'll get an M4 laptop first before the car, but I'll get an M4, and then like we'll be streaming. We'll be streaming whilst you know, Siri makes me coffee. You know, it's all in due time, soon enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then hopefully we won't have any problems with the webcam also. Maybe, you know, I am a little tired of restarting it, so let's do this. Let's just keep things super simple. I'm gonna use my front camera, so I'm gonna be in your face like that. Don't worry about it. FaceTime. There we go. There you go to see my lips. It's all good. Nope. Where are you? Nope. All right. I'm just gonna blow myself up so that I feel that. Et voila. All right, cool. Let me draw the curtains so we don't have that much light coming in. That's not bad, is it? Nah, it's not bad at all. It's not great, but it's not bad. Cool. And now, let's get the motor wave back up. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, we should be fine now. I don't see us having any problems with the camera, right? And I don't think we'll have any problems with the. Hopefully, we don't have any more problems with the motor wave. Maybe my camera was drawing a lot of resources, which is also what was. Excuse me, which was what was keeping it, you know. Which is what was maybe perhaps making us not. Yeah, it's cool. We'll figure it out. I think we're fine though. Yeah, but so far, man, I don't. So far, so good. I think we've had a couple of trades already. I'm not gonna lie. 106 net positive. This is account 2. You know, that's account 2. It's account 1. Yeah, we're net positive for the day. And I mean, I did take a loss on this one, on account 5. I did take a loss, but I cut it real quick, you know, because I do have that daily loss limit where, like, I don't, if I lose more than, you know, if I lose $200, I have a personal daily loss limit, then it cuts me off. You know, we could have taken that short. That short would have been great, but I chickened out of it because it seemed like we were filling that value area. So if I pull this back, not that value area, but the low volume node, right? See, we had that volume node there. And then as we were going up, we started filling this volume node, this low volume node over here. Over here. You know. Yeah, I really don't like this color. But yeah, see, that was like the first trade that we took. We took that, and then we got up a little below the point of control. And then we got it again, right? But then this time, as we were approaching it, okay, so we got it here, right? So that low volume node, and then we got it again here, right, at this candle. But then we started filling that low volume node, and I was worried that this was gonna turn into support. So I got out of that, which was unfortunate. But and then I tried to take the resultant short from overnight value area high, but I didn't see the VWAP. Otherwise, I would have. I don't think I would have tried to short it from there if I'd seen how close we were from the VWAP. But yeah, and then I cut it around about at 440. Our stop initially was at 442. That was our full $200 loss stop, and then I kind of cut it there at 438. I cut it somewhere. We'll journal it, but I cut it somewhere, and we didn't take the full loss. And then after not having taken the full loss, then I longed overnight value area high to the point of control. So we lost 125, but then we made 220 something. That's the 106 for the day. Yeah. None much to it. Yeah. Any questions? You guys have any questions for the boy? Have any questions for the boy? Does everything make sense so far? Yeah. Is there anything that you would like for me to go over? Yeah. Maybe how many trades is that on this account? I feel like I am just swinging on account 2 on this account. I feel like I'm just like, whatever I'll take, I'll swing, you know? Which is maybe not a good thing. I need to treat it with as much reverence as I treat the other account. Because I've already taken, how many trades is it? I've taken 3 trades already today, right? Short from there, short from here, loss, and then long from here, win. So that's 3. So I'm 2 for 3, but that's already 2 trades off account 2. I don't want to go and trade account 1 again because I feel like we've hit the daily profit target, so I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to take a trade and then cut that, like, you know, cut that. But I am somewhat willing to try a play of here with this account because our balance is much lower, you know. So yeah, let's make sure the volume profile is extended. That looks like a finished auction from just looking at it from the naked eye. That looks pretty extended. What do we do? Let's point of control again. If we break above that red line, the New York VWAP, I'm gonna long that baby. I'm gonna long that thing, and I'm along it for point of control. You know, I'm along it for point of control. Actually, a more logical play would be longing it from 450, from above 450.50. If we get a break and retest of that, I would be happy to long it from here. Do we want to see? There we go. Yes, M-dub. I'm happy because we can see the bids and the asks, you know. 446. 446.50. Where's the wall? And what's the path of least resistance? Clearly there's that's like by far the path of least resistance. See, we're like sub 50 here. You know, so but hey. Yep. Okay, so that's the break of that. 446.50 retest. Retest of 46.50. Yeah, let's go for it, guys. 449.75. Oh, where are you? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Fuck. Retest of 450, right? 451. For 51.75, that's where we put our uh for 51.71. We'll put our stop at 46.50. 46.50. Yes, this could have been super reckless though. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get that. $43.50. $43.50. That's where our stop should go. Let's let this play out. 43. I shouldn't have moved that stop though. But yeah, let's see if the view app holds it. 46.50. Nope. I'm so annoyed with myself. I shouldn't have done that. Really shouldn't have moved that though. If we get a chance to move it high, we'll move it high, But I don't think we're gonna get that, honestly. That was somewhat reckless. 43.25. I mean, that is our point of control, so. Yeah, but that was reckless, though. I ain't gonna lie. We'll let it play out. I think let's let it play out, and then we'll call that a day. It's reckless because, first of all, that's not really a break. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a break and retest of this area. It's really hinging on the view app protecting it. And I mean, at this point, of which I didn't even make the entry at view app, so that's why I'm kind of a little annoyed at that. But okay, but our point of control is shifted higher, so maybe this holds maybe this holds better. But yeah. I don't know. Because if I made the entry there, then I should have just actually put I should have put a buy limit here. But I am a little annoyed at that. That wasn't a good entry. That wasn't a good entry at all. So this is quite literally hinging on the fact that view app protects this move. It's likely. I mean, it can happen, but even look at where, yeah, our stop is at 212, which is gonna take the profit that we made from the day, so let's think of the exit, where are we exiting. I think maybe we exit at 62.5. What is this? 64.50. Oh yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's play it out. Let's see if we get the full. Yeah. Let's see if we target previous day point of control. It is looking a little unlikely. I just don't like how tight this is. You know, I just don't like how tight that is. You know, yeah. But we're already in the trade, so like let's let it play out. Uh, as soon as we can move our stop break even, we'll move our stop break even. You know, and make sure we don't lose any money from that. I'm more annoyed at the entry position than I am anything else. You know, I also don't like that I moved the stop lower because that creates bad habits. You know what I mean? Like, I had an idea as to where the trade was going to be invalidated, but like my point of invalidation was actually where I should have put the entry in the first place. So at that point, you know, it's kind of like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? 51, 52.25. Again, 52.25. We need that. We need 52.25 to break. Yeah. But everything's kind of stacked here now. VWAP, New York VWAP, overnight point of control, the EMA. You know, so maybe, you know, but we do need 52.25 to break, which is that. I don't know. Let's wait and see. I don't like watching the P&L, so I'm just gonna watch it off Motivate and. But yeah, that was I think from the week that was probably our weakest entry. Like that was our poorest entry, I think. You know, yeah, that was not a good entry. Also, because also it's just like a patience thing, you know. And also another thing is like we have $100 from the account, like we could just like walk away, you know. And I know there's the possibility and the potential of making more, right? But the risk, you know, the risk and the cost. So, yeah, let's just have to sit tight now at this point, I guess. And pray and hope for that break of 52.75. You know. Yep. 52.25. Pretty sure we're lagging on Motivate. We are, eh? Come on, break 52. What did we say? 52.75? 52.25. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Fuck that. Do not want to take a loss on this account. Fuck yeah. Okay. How are we closing here? Bullish. It's a break and retest. It's a break and retest. It's alright. Even if like we don't get it, it's alright. I didn't lose any money from that. Fuck. It's a bad trade. Yeah, my mind's a little all over the place now. I think we will we might just call it. We might just call it in an hour. That was a break and retest. Could have actually held a little longer, but hey man. For an entry I really shouldn't have been making in the first place. What's this? That's not a good sign. Yeah. I mean, it's been an hour. I think we've done everything that we could for the day. Yeah. 118 on that account. It's all good, bro. We will. I think maybe let's call it. I think maybe let's call it. I think that's a pretty good day for me, for Monday. Excuse me. I don't need to make. Yeah, I don't need to make everything in one day. So, and low key, possibly a fantastic exit because now look at that. See that buyer's trapped there. You know? Could sit around and wait for initial balance. Maybe let's give it another 20 minutes. Let's give it another 20 minutes. Yeah. I think we're good for the day. Are we? Yeah, I think we're good for the day. That's 398 across 2 accounts. 3 trades off account 5. So what are we gonna do? Can you guys actually see this? Yeah, cool. So I am going to where are you? I'm gonna lock this dude all night. Yeah. So we can't trade that account anymore, and I'm gonna come to test 4, and we're gonna lock this account too. So yeah, so look, so even if I wanted to fuck it up, I couldn't. Yeah, we'll call that a day. I don't know, man. That last trade kind of gave me some stuff to reflect on. I wanted this to break, and then also from wanting it to break, and then I put my stop initially at VWAP, and then I had to move my stop from VWAP to where the point of control was because that was the invalidation point, and then we got 1 tick away from that. So it's like, man, not good entries. And I know like VWAP plays are possibly like my best plays, and if I'd waited for this, right, this would have been a better entry, for long. So break and retest of VWAP, but that's not what we did, is it? So that last trade was not a very good trade. Also got really, really lucky. I got really, really lucky. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're quite away from, we're some way away from initial balance. So we could wait to see whether we get that, whether we get a break of, a break off would be fantastic because a break of initial balance, we'll be going, we have a ways to the value area low. More likely we get a fade of, so we hit that and then we fade to one of the VWAPs, so either New York VWAP or the Globex VWAP. Also, just looking at the volume profile, that's a D-shaped volume profile, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So even distribution. You know what I mean? Looks like an even distribution type of day. So there is that to consider. Probably going to play within this range for the remaining part of the session until we don't. So yeah. 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 glad I got out there. I'm glad I didn't hold that longer than I had to. We call it a day. I think let us call it. I think let's call it a day, yo. I'll watch. I'll watch to see what we get. Damn. It's a massive. Why do these not look the same though? Is my question. Because what time is this? 41. Yeah, this is like way behind, is it not? Again, it could just be a thing of because it's the MES and trading. We're taking our trades off the micro, and this is a mini chart. Yep. Yeah, pretty even distribution day. I think we're gonna do this like pretty much the whole day. No, for the remainder of the session. You know, almost the same type of Monday we had last week. Hey, yeah. So that wasn't too bad of an exit. Now I don't feel as terrible about it as I did a few minutes ago. You know, I just hated. Okay, just to clarify, I didn't hate the trade idea. I just hated the execution. You know, that was reminiscent of like trades that I've made, trades that I used to make. You know, so I'm just kind of identifying that. Now I'm just kind of going, I don't know. I've kind of done that before. You know, that looks like something I've done before, and when I did that, I'd lose money. So you know, it's now I'm a little self-aware and a bit traumatized by it. But yeah, rotational day looks like a rotational day. I don't think there'll be much else to it. We could maybe for practice watch the time and sales, since we are here and we do have 15 more minutes to kill. At this point, I think the practice basically is just we're just gonna watch what happens at key levels and how this prints, right? Like how does it print for breakout? How does it print for a fade? You know. Yeah, 51.75. It's a 55.25. Sold super strongly there. 55.25. This is the high of the session. Nope, I'm lying. What is this green bar? Yep, lots of selling. I don't know if you saw that flash. 57.50. Buys. $59.60. Yeah, point of control, hey? Yep. What? Crazy. It's gonna sell it off before you get a point of control? Madness. 64.50. 64 is 64, 64.50. Boom. I don't know, you saw that big flash of selling. Yeah, let's watch the what's it called? Initial balance high. If we get that. Lots of selling of 64s though, but price isn't going lower. Oh, spoke a little soon. Ooh. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of homework for me when I watch this back because I think I'll watch this back at like half speed. I guess also it's just a thing of like trying to find the clues as to whether we're selling it off or whether we're getting like acceptance and acceptance higher, or rejection, you know. Yeah, it looks like a pretty strong sell off though. $61.25. That was cleared really quickly. Then the next point of like somewhat like the next strong wall is 65, 465. I'm looking at that here, 465. It's the number of orders on the ask. Just in comparison to everything else. 65 looks like somewhere you would expect some form of resistance. 65 and 66, I mean 82 and 76 on the ask. Hmm. $62. I do not want this to go above. They do not want this to go above the point of control, do they? Now, yesterday's fair value is like, yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price. Smack that thing lower. Damn. Yeah. It is a bit crazy. I mean, even if we had held that long, we were gonna get stopped out because our stop loss was like somewhere here, and I wasn't gonna make my stop loss larger than $200. You know what I mean? Already the stop loss is 213, and that's a lot. $200 is my personal daily loss limit. So putting that as a stop was gonna be insane. It was gonna be insane. But yeah, now we bought the value area high. Mm-hmm. So that's 55.75. Going. Ooh, 460. Nothing. No resistance there. I guess maybe also just like grabbing liquidity. Yeah, 465 and watching 465 and 466. That's going to be interesting to see how these orders get cleared, if they do get cleared, or if they disappear. Because 466 is also loading. Like there's 91. It was 80, but now it's like 91, 92. but I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of resistance there. 466. Okay, here we go. 465. Cleared, but I mean, sent back lower. 465 again. Ooh, 466. It's gone. Yeah, all cleared. No, very little resistance, eh? Yeah, all gone. Makes sense. Makes sense. These are the other participants. You know, our initial balance is 469.25. Yeah, if we get back to value area high, I just yeah, I mean, what do I want to say? If we get back to value area high, it's gonna be a bit of a minute before we get back up to initial balance. Uh, as much as possible, you know, like another thing that I'm starting to learn, right? Something I'm also starting to learn is like, yeah, like there's capital that I need to preserve. Okay, of course. Like when I'm trading, I'm watching like my stops, and I'm very conscious of my stops. I'm conscious of my entries, as you saw in the previous trade. I'm like thinking, like, yo, where am I putting my stops? How am I putting my stops? Where am I putting my entries? All of that stuff, right? Where am I going out? Which at what point is this invalid? At what point can I move my stop to break even? How much do I not want to give back? All of this stuff. But also part of it is also preserving me. Like I'm also a factor in the market. I'm also a factor in this, you know. So uh, if I'm feeling rested and I'm feeling positive about the day, or I just have, uh, you know, um, like mentally, I'm just like in the right place. I'm prepared, right? I'm gonna perform a lot better than if I just trade, you know, or you know, I will perform better than. Of course, I'll perform better than if I'm not in a good mood or I'm in a bad space. You know, I think like coming into today, being conscious of the fact that Mondays are usually my red days, right, made me really conscious about giving back, like giving money back, you know, like from my trades. Like, I don't want to, I know typically I close, you know, my Mondays are my red days, and this is when I make mistakes, you know. And also I make mistakes after after I close green, you know. So now that this is 2 green days in a row, tomorrow is also gonna be a day I'm gonna have to be like really self-aware, you know. Not that taking losses is wrong, as I said earlier. It's just the manner of the loss. I don't want to, like, if I am to lose a trade, like, let me lose a trade, but let me lose a trade that I can explain. You know, let me be like, oh yeah, no, that was worth it. Like if that worked out, that could have worked out. You know, this was a logical place to place a trade. Not, I just kind of entered it a place. You know, I don't want to. Yeah, I want my trading decisions to be sound trading decisions. You know, so this that. Um, yeah, 4 more minutes. I don't know if we're gonna get that initial balance though. I don't know about that. We could. See, I was like strong selling here, but we didn't get the resultant move. Candle still needs to close, but here we go. point of control again. If we fail to break that high, then yeah, then we're gonna rotate. You know, and potentially I do kind of see us making a test of that and then selling to VWAP. I don't know. Something tells me. Just kind of like the manner in which we've been installing here. Unless it's, unless really what we've been doing this entire time is just getting liquidity for an up move, for further higher, for a move further higher. But yeah, but here we go. For 69.25. Tape's getting quicker. 69. Did we get it? Nope. $68.25. 68. 69. Come on. Such a fucking tease. Here you go. 69.25. Tape slowing down. Ooh, result in buying above it. 69.50. 75, 70. Slowing down. Sells coming in. 69.50. Sells at 70. Yeah, that looks like a break, all right. $70. Yeah, see now there's a strong wall. There's a wall. I don't know about how strong it is, but there's a wall at 69. Yeah. Break and retest. Looking like a break and retest, ain't gonna lie. That was the retest over here, that wick. Yeah, but see, we're even like printing higher now in the 73s from 69, so. Also need to know what it is, like what a look above and fail looks like, and what a confident break and retest looks like. Yeah, that looks like it's pretty much gone, I ain't gonna lie. There's also 5 o'clock. This is the new 1 hour candle. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much gone, bro. Honestly. Big buyers. 274. 274 at what price is that? At 475. It's these guys over here. Oh, because if they don't hold that, they're gonna be under a lot of pain. They're gonna have to defend that. They're gonna have to defend 470. 473 probably is like the last. That's gone. See someone try to buy above that bid. Above, yeah, above the ask. $24. They need to defend that for 75.50. If they hold this is like gone. You know? How many more seconds? Come on, 3 more seconds, buyers. Let's go. For 75, hold it, hold it. Couldn't hold it. Gonna have to get out of your positions. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Mm. 473s. Yeah. Maybe 470s like the last hope. If that doesn't hold, then I'm seeing play to view app. How I'm kind of like seeing this is I'm seeing this off the passive orders on the side, right? Remember, like we kind of spoke about this a little on the stream yesterday, where whoever's selling has to sell to these people, right? You sell to someone who's willing to buy, and then you buy from someone who wants to sell, right? So to sell, you sell to these passive buyers over here, right? You sell to a buyer, and buyers buy from sellers, right? So these people are like waiting for their orders to get filled at this level here, at this point here, you know. So yeah, so if all of these then get filled, then it just goes lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until it gets to a point where no one wants to buy at, where no one wants to sell, say at a lower price, right? And then that's where it stops. You get it? Here we go. So that's 470 is gone. Like those orders that were here at 470, they're all gone now. So we're back at 469.25. So 469, yeah, 469.25. This doesn't hold. Gone. Yeah, I need to, for this to continue higher, like this needs to hold. So this could be the retest, you know, 469.25. That's the retest. See, strong seller there. All right, market sells. Didn't get it. Also, the seller could be someone selling out of a position. You know? You know what I mean? Yeah. But essentially what we're judging and what we're trying to determine is there are people getting, are the market participants getting rewarded for their efforts, right? So green big trade at the top, that's a lot of buying at the top, right? So when people buy, like when buyers step in, you'd expect price to go higher, right? So if buyers step in and then you don't see price going higher, that's kind of a red flag. If sellers step in and price doesn't go lower, that's also a red flag, right? You know, because like then someone is going to be put in pain. Like people are constantly trying to put the other participants in pain. And so these people who wanted to sell are in pain now because like these were market sells. These were people who wanted to be filled immediately, right? And they didn't get the resultant. This didn't happen for them, right? This didn't happen for them, at least not yet. You know, so they're gonna have to close out of their positions, or they lose more money, like the further price goes higher, you know. So it's that, so kind of like identifying at which points, at what point, at which point, who's getting rewarded, who's getting punished, who's in trouble, who's underwater, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, but yeah, man, I think that's gonna be enough for the day. I said this like 45 minutes ago, but honestly, I think this is gonna be enough for the day. I will review the tape later tonight. I'll review the tape. I'll review the tape maybe at the end of the week, or maybe I'll review it once I have like a lot of those tests to look at. You know, yeah, and then I'll learn something from it. It's probably something that I'll be able to pick up from it. But yeah, this has been yeah, it's been a day, man. Happy we closed the day green again. 300 in the first one, 118 in the second. So we will do our journal. I'll do the journal, then I'll throw it in the Telegram group, and we shall see. You know, we shall see. Also, possibly another thing that could give you confidence that we're going higher is just the acceptance of volume higher than the initial balance. Like the fact that we have like volume peaking there, right? Means that we're accepting price higher than the initial balance. So maybe potentially we get that expansive play higher, that expansive move higher. But yeah, we're not gonna be around for that. It's been almost 2 hours. Gotta love and leave you. I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at the same time, 3:50.